In this video, I'm going to share with you what the Atlanta real estate market is currently like and how you can be successful as a buyer. And that's coming up right now. Hey everyone, welcome back to Living in Atlanta. This YouTube channel is all about what it's like to live in the Atlanta, Georgia area. My name is Marc Brenner. I'm a licensed realtor here in Atlanta. And if you're looking to buy or sell a home in the Atlanta area, I would love to connect with you. All of my contact information is in the description below. Please feel free to reach out anytime. I thought it might be helpful to do a video specifically about what the market is currently like and how you can be successful, because it is absolutely crazy right now if you didn't know already, and it can be very challenging, especially on the buy side, to find success. So I'm going to be talking about a few important tips and tricks to help you as a buyer find success and get your dream home under contract, even though there is a ton of competition right now. So what is the market like right now? Well, you probably know, but if you don't already know, it is very hot. The market itself is extremely hot, and we are very much in a seller's market. Now, seller's market, buyer's market, what does it all mean? It really just has to do with the amount of inventory available versus the amount of people looking to buy. Now, we are in a very strong seller's market, which means there is simply not enough inventory for all the people looking to buy a home. So, of course, this means if you are on the sales side, there could not be a better time to list your home. Prices have increased, and because there is so much competition among buyers, you're often seeing sales prices go well above list with very few contingencies. And it also means if you're looking to buy in this market, it can be extremely challenging and ultimately very frustrating. So you need to have someone very skillful on your side, and you need to be prepared in how to operate in this type of market in order to get your home under contract. So here are 5 pieces of advice from an experienced realtor to help you, the buyer, be successful. Number 1, you have to get your financial ducks in a row. I'm sure I've said it in many other videos. Now, whenever I talk to clients, they're extremely excited to begin the home searching process. They want to talk about criteria, location, and if I mention financing, they'll say, oh, financing won't be a problem. We'll get that taken care of. I make plenty of money. I have plenty saved. Well, that might be true, but the best way to prepare you in a market like this is to tell you that you have to focus on financing first. The truth is, if you were selling your home and you had an offer from a buyer, you would want to know, and your agent would want to know, that this buyer is well qualified and is a viable buyer. Because if you get under contract and for some reason they cannot get approved for their loan, that's an incredible amount of wasted time and money on your side. So my first piece of advice for you is to connect with a great lender, mortgage broker, so that they can get you not only pre-qualified. I mean, pre-qualified is just the baseline, but my advice in this market is really to get you pre-approved, and the difference being the amount of documentation and paperwork that you submit to your lender and how far along they get you in the process before you put the offer in. There are a lot of variables on the financing side, and if there is some kind of issue that the lender finds, it typically takes a longer period of time to solve those problems. So it's definitely not something you can wait and put off until you find the dream home that you absolutely love. Now, everything I'm going to be talking about in this video today is really to, quote, button up your offer. It's to get your offer very in line, organized, and very strong. And one of the elements to that strong offer, it's kind of like selling a house. You know, the first impression is everything. So you have to have everything dialed in. So when the people come up, they see your house, it creates a sensation that they have to have your house. Well, this is similar to the buy side with your offer. When you submit an offer with not only a pre-qual letter, that's the minimum, with a pre-approval letter, and better yet, your lender calls the listing agent and talks about how great and qualified you are, right there, you're completely setting apart your offer from the many others that they may see. All right, my next big tip for you may seem obvious, but it's less obvious than you think, and it's knowing exactly what you're looking for and where you're looking. Now, I work with a lot of clients who have very broad criteria. You know, they can really go with the flow. They're open to this area or this area over here. They like a wide range of houses, and there's nothing wrong with that. But all of those things can make it more difficult to really understand when you have the home that is perfect for you. So my recommendation to you is to really get specific on 1 to 2 neighborhoods that you love, that you want to look in, and your non-negotiables. And I talk about this in other videos, but really knowing what your non-negotiables as a home buyer are so that you don't have buyer's remorse. Now, if you don't know what those non-negotiables are and you don't know exactly what neighborhood is the best fit for you, those things are going to take time and you're going to be working them out during the process of finding a home. And ultimately, it's going to slow you down. And that's what all of my advice today is about buttoning up your offer and making you fast. Speed kills, and speed is super important in this strong seller's market. I am recommending and encouraging you to, once you get familiar, really focus in on where you want to be and what you have to have. That way, when you get familiar with an area and you see something that fits all of your buy boxes, you are not going to have any hesitation and you are going to be able to move extremely quickly. All right, moving right along, my next tip for you to be successful in this market is to move quickly. And I just alluded to it, but here's what I mean. So typically in the home buying process, what do? You get auto alerts about homes on the market and you tell your realtor you like 4 to 5, up to 10 homes that you want to go see. You schedule a day to go knock out all of those homes, and then maybe you make an offer or maybe you schedule another day to go do visits. Well, that is not a recipe for success in this particular market. Now, my advice is once you have your financing ready, once you have your criteria dialed in, if you see something that comes on the market that matches your criteria, you need to go see it the same day or have your realtor go see it the same day and be prepared to put an offer in the same day. Hopefully the same day it goes on the market. Now, why are we doing this? Why are we putting an offer in the same day? Well, the biggest reason is we're trying to avoid a multiple offer situation, a highest and best situation where we are competing with other buyers. And this is when typically the price of the home will be driven above and beyond the list price, and you'll really be paying more than you want to for a home. Now, giving you some insider info on the listing side, if you have a great listing agent, they're not going to accept an offer the same day because they have not given it enough chance to hopefully drive up the price. But the fact is, not all listing agents are created equal, and I've personally been involved in many situations where we got the first offer in the same day and it was accepted. Now, I would never do this on the list side. In fact, I write in every listing description that we will not accept an offer until the home has been on the market for a certain amount of days. The reason being, on the listing side, I want a multiple offer scenario. On the buy side, you want to get this property tied up as quickly as possible. And this is actually a tip that I'm taking from the real estate investing side. And this is obviously a very competitive market for real estate investors as well. And what I tell these clients is that you need to get a property tied up and under contract very quickly. And obviously this can make some folks nervous, especially if they haven't seen the property. But here's the reality. This is why you have a due diligence period. Now, your due diligence period is negotiable. It's anywhere from 7 to 12 days, but this is a period when you can terminate your contract for whatever reason without penalty. You will not lose your earnest money. And there doesn't have to be a reason. It could literally be because you got cold feet. Now, you need to use this tool to your advantage. If you spend too much time trying to do your due diligence before you put in an offer, you will either miss out or you will be in a highest and best situation. You really need to leverage the fact that whenever you get under contract, you will have a due diligence period. And if you get cold feet, or if the home is not what you thought it was, or if you end up hating the neighborhood, you can terminate, no problem. But at least you tied it up. And if you do end up loving it, if it is everything you thought it would be, well, then you've completely avoided having to compete with other buyers. All right, so those were my 3 big tips. I have 2 smaller ones that are just kind of cherries on top, but those 3 big ones should help you have real success. I've got 2 more tips for you. So number 4 is called an escalation clause. Now, there's some mixed feelings among realtors about escalation clauses. I personally have had a lot of success with my clients using escalation clause on the buy side. So, what is an escalation clause? Well, let's say we are in a highest and best situation. This is very common in a market like this. And the reality is, even if you do everything we talked about, you could find yourself in a highest and best situation. Now, this is when the seller is asking all of the clients who've already put offers in to submit their very highest and best offer. There's no turning back. And you can't see what the other people are offering, and the listing agent will not tell you because that would just be bad negotiating. So it really forces you, or it's supposed to force you, to put in your absolute best offer. Now, what an escalation clause does is this. Whenever I'm in a highest and best situation, say the list price is $400,000, and we know we're in a highest and best situation, and it's probably going to go above $400,000. Now, rather than offering $415,000 as our highest and best offer, let's just say our clients decided that the highest they can go is $415,000. The list price is $400,000. The highest my clients can go is $415,000. So we could just put an offer at $415,000, and then we may end up paying $5,000 or $10,000 more than all of the competitors. We don't know. An escalation clause is this. We offer $400,000, but there's a clause that says we will automatically beat any other offer by a certain amount, usually between $2,500 and $5,000. It can even be $1,000, but I usually like to do $2,500. So we offer $400,000, and then we will automatically beat any other offer by $2,500 up until, not to exceed, $415,000. Now, the kicker is the seller, upon accepting our contract, has to show proof that they had a competing offer that drove our offer up. Now, why do I like this approach so much? Well, for one, we're making sure we are not overpaying. We are offering $400,000. So if that ends up being the best offer, well, great, we got it for full list price. We have no way of knowing, even though they have multiple offers, that it's that amount. So we're not overpaying for no reason. All right, my last piece of advice for you. Again, this is kind of a cherry on top. The first 3 were the main ones, but this has actually been a hugely effective approach for me in strong sellers markets. And that is to prepare a personal letter to the seller. You've probably heard about this before. It's kind of cliche, but I can tell you from personal experience it works. Now, what am I talking about? Again, we are dialing our offer in. We've gotten pre-approved. We've had the lender call the listing agent to tell them that you're an amazing buyer. We've gotten the first offer in, but the final component to this amazing offer is going to be your personal letter to the seller. And this doesn't have to be a whole book report. It can be 1 or 2 paragraphs about why you and your significant other absolutely have fallen in love with the home and the neighborhood that you're putting an offer in. I'm talking about creating something genuine, and whatever it is about the home that really spoke to you, whatever kind of connection you have with the home or the neighborhood, or whatever personal situation you have going on in your family that relates to the purchase of the home, definitely include that in a letter. Now, I'll tell you a quick story to show how powerful this approach can be. I was representing clients on the purchase of a home that was getting insane attention. It was in Grant Park, and this home had over 5 offers in it. And I advised my clients to create a personalized letter about why they loved the home. Now, they made it very easy for me. They included a beautiful picture, and they All they did was they wrote a letter about why they loved the home and about why they needed the home. Their family was expanding because they were adopting. And so this home would give them space, it would be their forever home, and it would create an amazing environment for the child that they were in the process of adopting. Well, we didn't find this out to the closing table, but it turns out that our bid was accepted over everyone else's because the person selling the home had raised an adopted child. And so there was a very deep, a very real connection with the buyers. And we actually found out that we had been outbid by $10,000 from another offer, but the seller chose to go with our offer because there was that personal connection. Now, is that going to happen every time? No, most people just want the most amount of money, but this is all about giving you the best chance possible, the most tools in your toolbox. So I really recommend you think about that and start to have it prepared. Obviously, you can't prepare a letter before you've seen the house and the neighborhood that you want to move to, but get thinking about that letter, what you would include in it, maybe create a draft, get a picture ready, and this honestly could be the difference between you getting your dream home or missing out. So those are my big 5 tips. I thought of something as we're talking. I'll just add this on just because I do think it's really important. The way that your buyer's agent interacts with the listing agent, the way they present the offer, the way they prepare you to purchase a home is going to make a huge difference. Anytime I'm ready to put an offer in on my client's behalf, I call the listing agent, I have a discussion with them, I ask them questions, and I tell them about my buyers. I create a connection with the listing agent so they know I will be easy to work with. And that does make a huge difference. As a real estate agent, I can tell you, we want to work with agents who are easy to work with because it can be a nightmare working with real estate agents. So when you can create a connection with the listing agent, now they're not making the final decision, obviously, but they have a major influence on the decision that the seller makes. So having an agent that connects with the listing agent, that is professional, timely, prompt, that fills out the offer the right way. Now, you might not even know this or believe it, but I receive offers all the time that are half filled out that require me to fill out a huge portion of it. And I've received offers in my inbox without even getting a call or a heads up from the agent putting an offer in. So really having an agent that has strong attention to detail, that is professional, that is kind and warm, honestly can make the difference, again, between you missing out or you landing your dream home. So just keep that in mind. Your agent plays a bigger role than just showing you homes and negotiating. Everything they do reflects on you and reflects on your offer. All right, guys, so those were my 5 tips for how to be successful in a strong seller's market. The Atlanta real estate market is extremely hot right now, but you can still get good deals and you could still find the home of your dreams. You need to be smart and strategic and have a great agent helping you. I hope you enjoyed that video. My goal is just to provide value for you. So feel free to reach out to me. My email, cell phone number, and website are in the description below. I love to hear from people who follow my YouTube channel. And if you could do me a favor and subscribe, it really helps me personally and it would mean so much to me. So I hope you enjoyed that. I'll definitely continue to put out great content and I'll see you next time.